Nothing hold me.
I'm Dante Hurd.
And I'm Jamie Hurd, and we're the owners of Aesthetic Birmingham. It warms my heart just to see how we are able to offer a space to other creatives here in Birmingham, knowing that we're creatives ourselves. And I can just think back, like when we first started shooting, like back in college, and we didn't have a space. We would just be around the city everywhere, shooting any and everybody anywhere. And that's because we didn't have a space. So being able to now have our own space and offer that to the other creators that are coming up, like, it's a huge blessing. Some of the main organizations that helped us greatly, one is definitely Create Birmingham. If you do not know Create Birmingham, look them up. But they're a local company here in Birmingham that helps startups. So they help you formulate your idea, help find you resources and things like that.
I think it's really a number of great resources here in Birmingham for people who are trying to start businesses and have ideas, and just do your research and just find all those resources, those organizations who are here to help and help you kind of mold and make your idea into what it needs to be. And just relationships is another big thing, you know, kind of develop relationships with people. It's all about who you know sometimes, and just find those resources and kind of go from there.
So if you have any type of business idea that just has been on your mind or been on your spirit, just make sure you go ahead and do it. Go for it. Do not allow fear to stop you. Do not allow naysayers to stop you. Do not allow Joe and Jane that's next door that maybe is doing the same thing. Do it, because what God has for you, it is for you. There are so many resources that are available here in Birmingham that are here to help you. We're here to help you. Literally, don't hesitate to reach out to us. And we can offer whatever guidance that we have. But please just go for it.
The City of Birmingham has resources and offices available to help you develop your ideas and start your business. So take advantage of those. Just go out there and follow your dreams.
My name is Tanae Dolphin, and I serve as the Director for the Office of Business Diversity and Opportunity. Our office was created to recognize the mayor's vision and develop a thriving small business ecosystem that fosters the support of women and minority businesses. Birmingham has always exemplified the phrase, "Where there's a will, there's a way," and the Office of Business Diversity and Opportunity is no exception. Our office has 3 strategies for accomplishing this feat. 1, filling the needs of the ecosystem, that business owners' needs are met and our progress thoroughly tracked. 2, improving government operations so that permitting, registration, and funding processes are more comprehensive and simpler. 3, finding purpose in place so that our businesses are recognized, celebrated, and elevated for the work they do and the community they bring. As a business owner, you are a part of a community whose connections to each other are what make us all thrive, even through difficult times like these. It is our job to connect you to the City of Birmingham's resources, tools, and strategies to fulfill Mayor Woodfin's vision. For minority and women-owned businesses, Birmingham is open for business. Thank you and enjoy your session.
Good afternoon. It is the last day of Small Business Week. I have been so delighted to be your host. I'm Alicia Levels-Moore of ASL Creative Strategies, and I just want to thank you all for being with me every single day as we have tackled some amazing things that we need to know as business owners. So, all right. Have you guys ever heard this? I will never visit this place again. Their customer service is horrible. Well, at some point, we've all experienced bad customer service, and it's made a lasting impression on us. Guess what, guys? After one negative experience, 51% of your customers will never do business again with you. We can't have that. So that means that we have to have good customer service, because some bad experiences could potentially make us lose half of our customer base. That's not okay. So today we have designed this workshop with the tools to give you what you need to grow a loyal community of customers. And so I have some amazing people here with me. But first, I want to again thank you all for tuning in with us every week. Small Business Week is brought to you by the Office of Business Diversity and Opportunity under the leadership of Tanae Dolphin. And I just want to say thank you. And we have some really, really cool things coming up even after Small Business Week, but we'll get to that later. So this afternoon, I would like to welcome Alondio Hill of Uphill Consulting and Ace Graham of Alchemy. Hey, can you guys say good afternoon,
Hey,
people?
Hey, what's going on, y'all?
Hey, how are you guys?
How you doing?
How are
Hey,
you
Alicia.
guys?
What's up, Ace?
Hey, man, how was it?
Awesome. So I'm so excited to have them here with us. So you guys tune in, share this link, okay? Get your people, because we know we've talked about innovation. We've talked about collaboration. We've talked about how to build systems and processes. But guess what, y'all? If we don't know how to treat our people, none of that really matters. So y'all tune in, get your paper, get your pen, get your iPad, take your notes. We're going to have some really good conversation around this today. So I want to see you guys in the chat. I want you to share that you're here. I want you to share your comments, your questions, your thoughts, your concerns, and we are going to get to them today. So without further ado, I want to let you take it away, Alondio, and share with us some amazing things. I know that what you're going to share today is going to be transformational for people, because I've heard customer service presented in a lot of ways, but I don't think I've quite heard it the way that you're going to share with us today. So I'm excited. Go ahead, take it away.
Oh, wow. Thank you so very much, Alicia. And thank you for the opportunity to be here. Thank you for Ms. Dolphin for the vision and the inspiration for this. And so I appreciate the opportunity. Again, my name is Alondio Hill. My wife, Dr. Angela Hill, and I are founders and CEO of Uphill Consulting. We have a heart for helping people to get over the hump and move up. And the way we're doing is we're doing our part to change the world by helping one family, one person, one business at a time. And so we're so excited to be here. I'm so excited to be here with you guys. So my assignment today is customer service, right? So I like engagement. I like for people to talk to me. And although we're doing this virtually, I love engagement. So if you can type in your business, type in your business, if you are owner of a business, if you have employees, or if you are an employee at a business, I would love for you to just kind of type in what business business you have or what business you work for. I would love to see you in the chat. All right, so, and I'd love for you to talk to me. Hey, I see you. Thank you for speaking to me, Ms. Bishop and Ms. Yogi. All right, so we're going to talk about customer service. So bottom line, customer service is people serving people. Human beings serving human beings. We must understand that we all are important. I'm important, but guess what? You are too. And so as human beings serving human beings, no one is superior to the other person. There may be positions that people may hold, seats that they may sit in, and we do honor positions, we do honor authority. However, that does not give us a right to be superior over another human or another person, right? So customer service, we are people serving people. We are human beings serving human beings. So what is customer service? My colleague, Minister Melinda T. White, has an excellent definition that I would love to share with you guys today. And that definition says this: customer service is amazing. Every customer, every time, all the time. What? Like amazing. Every customer, every time, all the time. And we're going to talk about how to do that, but it's amazing. Every customer, every time, all the time. And if you can get a vision that that's possible, it will be a reality for you. Even if you may not hit it every time, but you're working on amazing every customer, every time, all the time. So who are our customers? All right, so type in the chat, who are our customers? Who would you say our customers are? Right? So our customer are human being. Any human that we come into contact is our customer. Our customer is not, we cannot just lock it into our business. Our customer includes our families. Our customer includes our friends. Our customer includes those we engage with in life. Our customers include our employees. Our customer includes anyone who engages us in our business or our organization. That's who our customer is. And so in your business, in your small business, right, in your what you're doing, who are responsible for the customers? Like, who are responsible for the customers? So I want to let you know, everybody, if you have a business and you have employees, they are responsible for the customers. But guess what? You as the owner, you as the employer, you are responsible for the customer. And who are your customers? Owner. Who are your customers? Employer. Your customer is your employees. Your customer are those who engage in your business. Those are your customers. And when we understand, because we're going to see this over and over, that we are people serving people, and it's very important to understand that your business does not exist to sell shoes. Your business does not just exist to sell clothes or to cut hair or to sell food. Your business exists for people and with people. Your business exists for people and with people, because you can have shoes all day long. You can have a product all day long, but if you do not engage or understand that you're serving people, you will have a company full of product. Okay, so let's go on. Great businesses must understand this, right? And I'm so excited because I believe that we all want to be great businesses, but great businesses must understand something. Number one, great businesses must understand that, and I've said this over and over and over again, which you're going to hear it over and over and over again, that great businesses understand that they serve people, that we are people serving people. We are human beings serving human beings, and great businesses must, number one, understand that they must retain their current customer base. What? you must understand that you got to retain, you got to hold on to the customers that you currently have, right? They understand that the product that they provide, the way they engage those customers, the people that interact with them, that they are making sure that they retain them. But then you can't just stay there. Great businesses understand that they must produce what? Produce new customers, because you can have a loyal customer base and retain all your current customers, right? But if you're not expanding and getting new customers in, you will be locked down and you will only go so far. So you want to make sure that you're not only retaining the customers that you have, but you're producing also new customers. And then what else great business must understand that they must inspire them to buy as much as they want. What are you saying, dude? What are you saying? What I'm saying is your product must be so amazing. The way you engage them has to be so outstanding that they want to buy as much as they can with the budget that they have. And so if you are retaining new customers, retaining your current customers, producing new customers, and inspiring those that enter you into your company or engage with you, you inspire them to produce or buy as much as possible from you. And check this out, without compromising your product. I hope you heard me. You want to inspire them to buy as much as possible without compromising your product or compromising the service that you want to provide for them. And then the last thing we want to do is great businesses understand that they never stop what? Never stop growing. Never stop developing in your craft. Never stop developing if you have employees, never stop developing your employees. Never stop researching the industry. Never stop understanding what times we're in at the moment. Never stop growing and developing and researching, and never stop this one of the things that goes back to what we started. Never stop valuing people. Because remember, customer service is what? Chat in the chat. What is customer service? Customer service is people serving people, human beings serving human beings, right? So, in order to really make sure that we understand and dive into this, we must give some attention to our mental health, right? Mental health is an extreme key component in how we engage with our customers. Employer, your mental health is very important in how you engage with your employees. Because here's the deal. If you are mentally healthy, and when you engage with your employees will feel a sense of worth, a sense of value, and that same sense that they're getting from you, it will push down to the customers who engage in your company. And we all know it. We've all experienced it. I was just the other day, I was in a very popular grocery store, and I'm not going to name names here, right? Because I value people, okay? But I was in a very popular grocery store, right? And this grocery store gives extremely amazing value to people. But while I was in there, one of the employees who was behind the counter did not acknowledge me, did not even say, hey, I'm gonna be with you in just a moment. As soon as I get through with that employee, that customer, I'll be right with you. Didn't say a word. I thought for a moment that something must be going on with them. That's why our mental health is very important when we engage people and others. So what does mental health include? Mental health includes our emotional, psychological, and social well-being. Mental health, think about this, listen to this. Mental health, it affects how we think, how we feel, and how we act. Now, just type, if you agree with that, just say amen. You see a little church of me coming out. But if you agree with that, right, just say, you know that's true. Think about it. If you're not watching your mental state, you will begin to act out of what you're thinking. You will begin to act out of what you feel, and you will begin to act it out. And people don't even you don't have to even say a word because they already know what you're thinking, because your mind cannot separate from the way you displaying yourself on the outside. Now, so think about it. Have you ever had a parent, your mom or your dad, and they ever said, boy, you better straighten your face up? And you like, what? Mentally, that child may not understand what's going on, but they know what's going on the inside. The child knows what's going on the inside. And so it ends up, no matter what we're thinking, feeling, it's going to show up on the outside. That's why we must give attention to our mental health. Listen to this. Mental health, when you recognize it, it helps you determine how we're going to handle stress, how we will relate to others, and how we make choices. Hey, if you are in a place mentally that is not good, do not make a decision. Do not make a choice. Do not make a business decision. Do not hire an employee, because if you're not here mentally, you're going to end up making the wrong decision. And that's not what we need to do, right? Because remember, we are what? People serving people. We are human beings serving human beings, and we must understand where we are mentally in order to do that. So I need y'all to do something for me, okay? I need y'all to do something for me. All right, I need y'all to engage with me. So it's gonna cause you to be a little transparent, but transparency is good, right? It's good. All right, so I need you to tell me, how are you feeling at this moment? Tell me how you feeling at this moment. I just want to know where you are. Just kind of, you're feeling pleasant. You're okay. You're kind of sad, because sometimes people are sad. You're a little distracted. You know what I'm saying? You may be a little under the water. Like you feel like there's a whole lot of stuff going on, and it's just kind of a little challenging for you. Just type in where you are. Where are you? You're happy? You're angry? You're a little nervous, you're a little afraid. Just kind of let me know, where are you at this moment? Because here's the deal. If you cannot identify where you are, it's going to be very challenging for your employees and those that you interact with to understand where they are, right? So you want to identify, where are you? Where are you? I see you. Some of you say happy. I got you. I see some say they're a little distracted, a little nervous. You got to know, good, but fighting. I see that's real. See, you got to know where you are mentally. You got to know, you got to understand your place and where you are mentally, because when you understand where you are, now you're able to do something about it, right? Because remember, We are people serving people, and we cannot be distracted from the standpoint that we're just out trying to grow our business, because we exist for people, not just for the business, because who makes our business? The people, right? So my time is running out, guys. My time is running out. So I'm just going to hit these real quick, okay? Mental health is very important for us to understand this mental health, because if you can grow in skill, you can grow in customer service skill, you can have a dynamic customer service skill. The employer, the owner can have these dynamic skills. The employees can have these dynamic skills, right? But ultimately, if the customer does not feel a positive attitude from you, if your employees don't feel a positive attitude from you, owner or employer, if they don't, if you're not giving attention to details, if you're not patient with those that you interact with, if you're not tact, right? If you're not tactful in the way you communicate and conversate with those that you engage with, and if you're not showing empathy, my goodness, man, your customers are not going to stay with you long, right? And so you can grow in skill, but if you don't understand mentally where you are, your mental state will trump your skills. Your mental state will trump all your educational stuff that you have. It will trump it. That's why it's important. It will trump it, or it will solidify, and all of your skills will be able to stand on a good, solid mental state, right? So, because we're what? People serving people, human beings serving human beings, right? So, how do we do this? What do I do? All right, I just want to give you three, right? I want to give you 3 A's. My wife, Dr. Angela, did some research for us, and there's some links that we have provided. She did a lot of research. We worked together as a team, and so she did a lot of research on how to identify where you are, your emotional intelligence. And these are some free links that they're going to post for you, your emotional intelligence. And going into it and just taking the assessment, right? It's also, there's another link on there about people skills, like, right? So you want to find out where are your employees, where are their people skills. It'll be great even for you if you have employees, or even for yourself even if you don't have employees, and just a good practice for you before you even start your day off in your company, even though it just may be you by yourself right now. Before you start the day off, spend some time just huddling or building up yourself, building up your team, building up you before you even engage today. And those tools, those links are a good indicator to kind of identify where you are, a good tool for you to identify, for your employees to identify where they are, and I think it'll help. So 3 A's, right? And then I'm gonna be done because my time is running out. We want to attune, right? We want to be in tune with where we are. You want to be in tune with where you are, employer, owner, business owner, but you want to also be in tune with your employees. You want to watch them. You want to give attention to them. You want to see. It's one thing for a person. I was somebody. You know, sometimes people just. They'll just say stuff like, good morning, how you doing? Like, they'll just ask questions like, how you doing? And one time somebody asked me, well, good morning, how you doing? And I said, I'm not doing that great today. They was like, oh, okay then. And they just went on about their business, right? Here's the deal. I said a key thing. I'm not doing that well today. People know when you're really paying attention to them, right? So we want to be in tune to them and in tune to ourselves, but we want to actively listen to ourselves, you are thinking stuff all the time. Thoughts are running through your head all the time, right? You want to actively listen to, give attention to what you're thinking about. Don't just let what you're thinking about to go to the way to just go to the side. You got to give attention to it. And then on the other side, you got to give attention to your employees. And then you got to give attention to your customers, right? And then once you do all of that, you got to make some adjustments. You got to make some adjustments to what you're thinking, to what you're feeling, how you think, when you hear your customer, when you hear your employee, you got to listen to them and make some adjustments based on what they're saying. Because what? We are people serving people, human beings serving human beings. This is the last thing, guys. Customer service is so important, and though our mental capacity as it relates to it is so important, because what? You can create dissatisfied customers by the way you treat them or the lack thereof. And they will go out and advertise your business in a way you don't want it advertised, because they're so dissatisfied in the way they were treated or engaged with you. And they will say they'll never come back to you, right? But then you may have a satisfied customer. Now, this customer, you know, they like your shoes, but they can go somewhere else and get some shoes. They like your donuts and they like your cupcakes, but they can go somewhere else to get some donuts and some cupcakes, right? But the way you treat them, the way you engage them, can cause them to go from a satisfied customer to what we want them to be, is a loyal customer. And loyal customers, they will stay there with you. They will be with you, right? They will get another donut, but they'll go right back into your donut and advertise your donut, because your donut is the donut, right? Because remember, we are people serving people, human beings serving human beings. God bless you, and I'm praying for you all, and I love you guys, and I believe the best will happen for your business. God bless you. Hey, Miss Alicia, what's going on?
Thank you so much, Alondio, for that. We appreciate you. Got me over here wanting some donuts. So listen, I want to pull some things out though, because I literally, y'all, have a piece of paper. I was taking notes, seriously, and I really hope that y'all are as well, because there were some true gems that were dropped. So before we get into our Q&A with Ace, I want to pull a few things out that you talked about, Alondio. Like I said earlier, I think the thing that really excited me about what you were going to present is I have not heard anybody address customer service from the standpoint of customer service as a business owner is caring for your employees. Right. And so yesterday, Melba Tate, she talked about how we build a team. So some of our teams may not include paid employees right now. They may be family, they may be friends, there may be interns that we're using, but those are your customers. So if you're building your team, listen up, y'all. If you're building your team, those are your customers, how you treat them, because in return, they are going to be the ones advertising your business, and they are the ones standing in front of your clients for you. So it's important to know how to truly treat our team. And so, I mean, that for me was extremely big. And then also you made mention of, you don't want to just have a company full of product because you don't know how to value people. Okay. Mind blown emoji. All right. And then also you said, look at your customer as a person. So that means too, business owners, we have to kind of even change our narrative when we're talking about our customers, right? They're not just people who buy our products. They are not just money. We have to change our narrative and how we're talking about them. They are people. So when you're talking business owners, if you're by yourself or you're with your team, I am talking and ready to serve my people, right? Yes. So I think that's a good way to start. Hey, y'all, are we ready to serve our people today? Are we ready to serve our people today? Not are we just ready to serve our customers? Not are we just ready to serve those who buy product from us or who utilize our services, but I am ready to serve my people. It's a perspective shift we have to take as business owners. And then also you were talking a lot about, it's not just right? Coming in, making sure we say hi, making sure we do these things. But as business owners, we have to really take evaluation over our emotional and our mental health, because that then translates to our employees. And however we see our employees, it translates to those that we serve in our customer base, y'all. So as a business owner, it really starts with you. Locating where you are emotionally, locating where you are mentally, so that you can serve your true customer, which is an employee, and your employee can then serve the customer base. Man, that was good. And then I'm sorry, y'all, I'm just sharing all my gems I picked up. But then also you said we exist for people, not just business. And I think that also helps us to make sure we don't get into the daily grind of things with our head down and forgetting, y'all, that we exist for people, to serve people. That was good. We are going to continue to talk more about this. So you all share your thoughts in the chat. I know the chat was blowing up. I was blowing it up personally, right? So make sure you guys share your thoughts in the chat. Any questions you have just around maybe how to handle a negative customer service experience. How do you handle that? Maybe what are some other tools and resources that you can tap into and lean into as a business owner? So as you guys are doing that, I am going to bring on Ace of Alchemy, and we are going to talk to him. Hey, Ace, how you doing? We can't hear you, brother. Unmute.
Yeah, I had to hit the unmute button. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm here. How are you doing today? How's everybody?
I'm doing so good. We are so happy to have you. Now, listen, y'all, before I get into it with Ace, listen, I was like, Ace, where are you, brother? He was like, I'm at the Grand Canyon. So, you know, sometimes you think people just running their mouth. But can you give us a little backdrop? Can you show us where you are?
I'll give you guys a shot. Look.
Yes.
So this is Grand Canyon. This is the West Rim.
Yeah, he's truly at the Grand Canyon. So that's the beauty of technology, that Ace is joining us all the way from the Grand Canyons. And so if we have any technical difficulties, y'all know what it is, okay? So bear with us. But we are so glad that you could join us today. So Ace, I want you to just kind of quickly tell us a little bit about yourself and about Alchemy. How did it start? How did it become to be?
So my first job when I was 15 years old was Kids Foot Locker. I've always wanted to do footwear. It's just been the most important thing to me in my life. And as I grew up and started doing other things, I realized that, you know, the most important thing is footwear, like footwear and apparel. But it started out as being footwear. So I went on this long quest just to try to get to the position that I'm in as far as working. But most importantly, the way Alchemy came about was we wanted to find a way that we could not only just sell footwear and apparel and premium goods, but we wanted to also understand how we can break down barriers and mixed demographics and just get different people in the room with each other. Because I've always felt like a big problem that we have is we don't understand each other. And as I've traveled around the world, I'm a military child, so I've traveled a pretty good bit. And what I understood through this travel is that we are all connected through something. So whether it's footwear and apparel or whether it's music or sports, but these are the ways that we can connect with each other. So us wanting to start Alchemy in Birmingham was just a way for us to say, okay, how can we get young people, old people, black, white, Asian, whatever you may be, how can we get you all in the same place? And we just get that excitement through footwear and apparel, because everybody wears shoes and everybody wears clothes.
Awesome. Thank you for that. Okay. And so, yeah, I am so excited because one of the things that I really enjoyed in my conversations, even before now, talking to Ace, is just how he has been able to create a mindset for loyalty amongst his customers. And I think, too, in addition to how Alandio presented customer service, my experience in our conversations is that you have a completely different way in how you also approach your customers, right? Your people, how you also approach them and how you prepare for them in your business. So really quickly, Ace, if you could just share with us, like, how would you define customer loyalty and why is it important?
Well, the biggest thing about customer loyalty is it kind of points to what Alandio was saying earlier as well, too. Your customer, they can buy product from anywhere that they want. They're shopping with you because they like you. And that's the most important thing that I think people need to understand. And that's where we focus. I just try to make sure that we bridge that gap, that we connect to the consumer that we're talking to, whether they're a buying customer that day or they're just walking through. Just the way you treat people and the way that you speak to them when they're in your presence is going to dictate whether or not they're going to become a customer. And that's just the way that I've looked at it. If you come into our shop or any project that we've ever done, it's not about selling you product. It's about educating you on what we're doing. It's about interacting with you and making you feel welcome in the space. And then if you decide that you want to make a purchase at some point, then that's great. If you don't purchase today, we hope that you come back in the future. But if you take that mentality and that approach towards it, it usually works out pretty well, because at least you give a person a good experience when they walk out of the door.
That's great. And so it just ties right back in, right? You understand in your business that you are a human serving another human, right? And so I'm just here to educate you and to help you, and not to sell to you, because people can feel that. So one of the things we also had an opportunity to talk about is that you have a community-based business model. That's dope. All right. And so when you were telling me about that, I had never really heard about someone having a community-based business model. So how were you able to identify that that was the route that you wanted to take for your business to ensure success?
Well, I can't even honestly take credit for that, because that's something that big businesses try to do. They just do it from a bigger scale, and it just doesn't look the same way when we do it. For me, there's a difference between being a retailer and a merchant. You know, retailers are people that you can just go pick up things and you can buy, and you can, you know, it's transactional. When you become a good merchant in the neighborhood, that means that you are influencing the community, that you're servicing the community, that you're out doing things to better the community. Like these are the focal points of running the business and being a community-based business. Is how can I service you guys? Like, I didn't just show up on this corner and say, I want to sell you product, come buy my product. I wanted to come to the community and say, hey, what do you guys need? We want to provide it within the realm of what we do. We don't want to get outside of our scope of services too far, but we want to be able to service the consumer that's in our community. And that can be in several different ways. It's not just about footwear and apparel. That means if there's some type of initiative or some type of drive, or people need masks, or people need hand sanitizer, whatever the case may be, we want to be able to service you with that in the best way possible.
That's good. And so I want to pull that out. So you talked about there's a difference between being retail and being a merchant. And I want you all to replace retail with whatever you offer. So if it's a service, if you're a graphic designer, if you are a party planner, whatever, if you are a therapist, I want you to replace retail with merchant, right? Because the difference is being able to influence the community, influence your people. Man, this is so good to me, y'all. I'm sorry, I'm just having a moment. This is good. It's about understanding your business and the influence and the impact that you have on the people that you are to serve. And so you have taken on that approach, and I have seen success in your business, and I think it's so great. And so this may be a little bit redundant, but I do want them to hear what have been some of the benefits, right? Because I think some people, it may be missed on them that, hey, it's important for me to not only think about my product, but to think about my people and how I am serving people in my business. And so having a community-based business model, what have been some of the benefits that you've seen in taking that route?
So I'll give you a good example. And everyone's different, and everyone as a business owner, there's something that makes them tick in a different way. But for me, I'll give you an example. I had a group of women come into the store. This was probably a year ago. And they had come up from Florida, and their son had gotten into a car accident, and he was ejected from the car. He had some brain damage, and he was over at UAB. And they were just trying to walk around just to clear their head, because they were dealing with this tragedy, this situation that they just didn't know how to handle. So they're in the store walking around, and, you know, I see the lady crying, and I just go over to her and I start talking to her. We have a conversation. 35 minutes later, I find out about her son. And we have coffee table books in the store. I find out that one of his favorite basketball players is Russell Westbrook. We have a book from him in the store. So I gave her a book. I wrote a message in there to her son, and I gave him a pair of shoes from the store that were sent to me as a gift. And she took them back to the hospital. And as soon as he was, waking up, he put the shoes on in the hospital bed. He was reading the book. He took pictures and sent me pictures of it. And she, made posts on social media about it, which wasn't the biggest thing for me. The bigger part was a year later, this kid comes back to the store and says, "Hey, man, do you remember me?" And I was like, I not really, honestly. And he's like, "You sent me some shoes to the hospital when I was there with my mom," and so forth and so on. And he gives me a hug. And he comes in, he made a purchase that day, but that wasn't the most important part. But he let me know how much that book meant to him and how much the experience that he had in that hospital meant to him coming from us. So for me, that pays off far more. Sure, we can get money out of the consumer, but I think it's more important to be able to affect change in people's life and just give them an opportunity to feel good about themselves. Okay,
so y'all got to stop, y'all. I don't know if y'all have learned me yet this week, but that just gave me chills. That just gave me chills. Because it just, I think even now, right, more than ever, especially the place that we're in as a country, it's important to just value people, right? And even when we talk about, Alandio talked about the emotional and mental health of people, you were able to be aware enough, right, and sensitive enough to say, right now, like, I am putting people over product, right? I just got some shoes in, right? And I'm sure, Noah, those weren't some cheap shoes, right? They probably were something exclusive, right? They probably were something very, if they were
a gift.
Right, they were a gift, so they were sent to you. So it was an exclusive product a gift that someone sent to you, along with a coffee table book, right? And so you put people over product. So let's remember that. Let's put people over product. And in that moment, it wasn't about making a sale. It was about people serving people, humans serving humans. And I think that we need more of that. And I think when you have business owners like yourself who do that, it further pushes us along as a small business community to have more community-based businesses. And even though this is not necessarily the end-all be-all, you're able to experience more success that way. I think that making money, there's no shortage of ways to make money, but there are not a lot of people who are taking into true account just the health of people, right? And so that is, wow, that's great. You're going to make me skip the other question I had because it means nothing in comparison to what you just said. Okay. So another thing we had a chance to talk about, Ace, and I love this quote that you said. You said, listen, I am more philanthropic than I am for profit, right? And so that kind of segues into from what we were just talking about. But what does that mean to you, right? Because one of the things you also said was like, hey, Alicia, I put more faith in my interactions in regard to my product. And so when you say more philanthropic than for profit, can you explain to me what that means to you?
So this is the thing. I don't want people to think that, oh, philanthropy, you have to be able to give money, you have to be able to donate. I'm not in this position where we have a bunch of money to do anything. What I mean by that is I will give the shirt off of my back to someone that needs a shirt before I want to sell a shirt to someone and make money for it. And that doesn't mean that I don't want to earn income. That means that the service that I want to provide you with is going to go far and beyond what it's really or what's maybe necessary or more than anything that you can pay for. That's just the way that I want to impact people in my place of business and just mostly in my life as well too. I try to exercise those things, but it's a lot easier in your business because you have a model that you're kind of operating off of. But I think that is the key to building long-term relationships, is just understanding that I am here to give you something. We're gonna get something from each other. You're gonna come to my store, you're gonna buy product, you're gonna get product, we're gonna get money, you're gonna have something that you like. But what's more important is me giving you a service that you can't pay for, something that you can't, just an experience, a relationship that you can't pay for. When you're, 60 days down the line, I still want you to think of, how was I doing at the store today? How am I doing? Because that's what I'm thinking about. If we have an impression on each other that I can remember as well too. I have countless customers that come in the store that I know where they're from, and I think about them even after their transaction is passed up and they're still at home. I was talking to give you a example. I'm at the Grand Canyon right now because normally I travel to Las Vegas for work, for buying. And we have a client that we work with and a customer as well too, that's from Arizona. So we partnered up, all three of us, for a yoga retreat here. And this is a customer that I met in Birmingham, believe it or not. This is a customer that I met in Birmingham that was visiting the Civil Rights Institute and doing a tour there for, it was like a civil rights tour that they did in Alabama. So they shop with the brand that I buy from that's out in Las Vegas. So all three of us, my rep, the customer, are out on a yoga retreat right now.
That is, listen, you are giving me all the feels today. Like you are showing us as small business owners the importance of just putting people first. And somebody said also in the chat, when you focus on people, the profits will come, right? And so it's not saying like, hey, I don't need to make money, right? We know that is a thing. And if you're offering a good product, you're gonna make money, right? But when you are putting people over your product and over profit, I mean, I feel like you also are able to benefit more than just somebody buying something from you. You also are able to gain experiences in your life. Like you said, like, listen, I'm here today
Absolutely.
because of having a good customer service experience and knowing how to treat people and making genuine connections, that in addition to you buying something from me, I'm also enhancing my life experiences. And then I get to take our relationship just outside of the company, but I get to also experience you as a person, right? And that's the beauty of being a business owner, I think, is that we have a unique position to interact with people from all different walks of life. And so, but listen though, I was literally over here writing. You and Alondio have just, this real pen, y'all. I know people don't use pens no more. I have really been over here writing. So a few things I want to point out is you said that you want to give people an experience that they can't pay for. Give people an experience that they can't pay for. Like, that is that's a gem. Somebody write that in the chat so we can keep that forever while we go back and watch this video. But then also another thing that just stood out, and we're going to put this on a t-shirt and we're going to put your face on it, is you said, I will give you the shirt off of my back before I try to sell you a shirt. Listen, Ace, if I had a microphone, I'd drop it.
Alicia, I kid you not. People, the people that are on my team, we have guys and gals. I just say guys, sorry. But the people on my team, they know this about me. And I tell you this too, it's a great thing, but it also comes with downsides too, because you want to make sure that your margins are already put in place for your business. You want to make sure that there's also a scale of what you can do so that you don't go into your profit margin and kill your business too. So the staff operates under a different, I guess, premise. They don't want to give you the shirt off of their back, but literally I really will. Like it's been customers in the store before that are like, man, I really love that sweatshirt. I really want it. I couldn't find it. And I'll take it off and give it to them just because I want you to feel an experience that you can't pay for. I want you to, when you leave this place, I want you to say, man, I didn't expect this at all.
Man, that's good. And so too, there's some practical things too, right? So, and we kind of touched on this a little bit yesterday with Melva Tate and Annie Allen about making sure we have systems and processes in place. So make sure your business is in order. Make sure, like you said, your margins are in place. Make sure your stuff is in order so that you can continue to be that type of business owner. Right. Because we want you to stay in business. So we don't need you to run out of money. We want you to stay in business so you can keep serving people like that. And so making sure that those practical things are in place. So if y'all didn't get a chance to listen, go back and listen to tomorrow. But make sure those things are in place so that you also can be more philanthropic than you are for profit. But also it touches on what Alondio was saying earlier, that as a business owner, because you are more healthy mentally and emotionally, it translates to your employees, right? And then even when you are not there, your employees can still give your people, your customers, a good experience. So it really starts right at the top. So remember, y'all, your team is, if you can hire people, that's awesome. But if it's family, if it's friends, if it's volunteers, if it's interns, how you treat them is important, because they in turn will treat your people or your customer like that. So I want to bring Alondio back on because we're almost done. And so I really want to you guys share your thoughts in the chat. Any questions that you have, any thoughts or concerns you have, come on, y'all. I want to see them because we have two amazing people here, as you have experienced this afternoon, and I don't want you to be able to miss out on the opportunity to talk to them. But along with this virtual experience, you can also find more from Alondio Hill and Dr. Angela Hill from Uphill Consulting. So you can feel free, if you need to, we can get you connected with him. If you need some real help when it comes to customer service in your business, he is that person. And then if you guys want to connect with Ace or you want to visit him, he's in 5 Points South in Birmingham. For all those who are not here, if you're not here, make your way to Birmingham. And when you stop at Alchemy at 5 Points South. So you guys continue to talk it up in the chat, share with us. But Alondio, just based on what Ace was saying, I know you had a lot of thoughts. So do you want to share any of your thoughts around kind of the conversation we were having?
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, Ace, I agree with Alicia and those who chatted in. Man, that is just your whole thought process as it relates to serving people is invaluable. And I thought it was just so amazing. And what I heard you say, you said your team of gals and girls I mean, that's the same thing, gals and girls, but guys and gals, they know you. So what I loved about it is how you are, you have transferred that into them, because your employees can only be as great as as the owner. And so they will do what you do. So if behind the scene you cursing them out, if behind the scene you get on them and they all frantic in front of your customers, that's exactly what they're going to demonstrate in front of them. And so, dude, you fired me up, Carl.
I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, this is really awesome. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Something you mentioned, I don't see it in the chat, but I do think it's worth saying. You asked, how do you deal with a disgruntled customer? What steps would you take in dealing with a disgruntled a person who just had a bad experience with you, and what steps do you take? And so, Ace, I want to hear from you. I'm not the host, so I ain't trying to be the host, Miss Elise.
Go ahead.
But Ace, I would love to hear your thoughts, but then I have some thoughts too. And I don't know if you want me to go first. You go first. It doesn't matter to me.
I mean, I can go first on it. It's great because this is a project that we're actually working on currently as well too, in a different way. But for me, dealing with disgruntled consumers or customers, you have to understand that they have a problem. That's the first thing that you have to understand. Whether you agree with the problem or not, they have an issue. So the best thing that you can do is listen to what they're saying. And I don't mean listen to respond. I mean, listen to understand where they're coming from. And don't just take it lightly and just listen to what their issue is and say, I have to keep on moving. And again, this is me speaking from a position where I'm an owner, but I also sit in the store all day and help every single customer that comes in. So I hear these customer complaints, but you have to listen to where they're coming from, and you have to come to an understanding on how you can make them feel better about what went on. So if they had some type of bad sandwich or something like that, maybe you can't give them a sandwich away for free, but maybe you can donate them your lunch. Maybe you can do, it's a lot of different things that I believe that you could do. And I don't want to get into specifics on that because I think we could be here all day, but I think that just listening to the consumer is so important. And that just in relationship building, just listening, that's the most important part.
I love that, Ace. And I totally agree, man. You just an amazing dude. You know what I'm saying? So I have four things. One, I love what Miss Patton said, and I agree. Complaints are an opportunity to serve, right? So I would say another way as well, and I agree with you. Complaints are not. How I want to say it. Complaints do not have to be a catastrophe. Okay, so when you're dealing with a disgruntled customer, right? I say there's like four things, but I agree with Ace, and there are probably more because so many people that are doing this. But one of the things I think you don't want to dismiss what they're saying. So. Sure. If they come to you, you don't want to like laugh and like, what? Not my company. The shoe unraveled? What? I deal with. You say, no, you don't want to dismiss what they're saying. And sometimes we dismiss it by not saying nothing. So you don't want to dismiss what they're saying. You want to own it. Oh my God, I'm sorry that you're feeling that way. Because what Ace said, I love what they want to feel better. They're feeling bad about an experience they just had, and they want to feel better. So you are in a place to help them to feel better. And then you own it, and then you ask them to forgive me. Forgive me. And then the fourth thing I would say, find a way to make it right. Like Ace said, you may not be able to give them a whole new sandwich or whatever, whatever the thing may be, but you may be able to say, hey, I'll take 10% off of this and it'll come out of my check. You know, it'll come out of my check, not the company. I own it. I'm so sorry. We just want to make it right. And so those are just some small things that can kind of happen when you're dealing with a disgruntled customer. And then here's the deal, because 98% of people really want to do right. It's only the 2% that ain't really trying to do right. So we don't need to be focused on the 2%. Let's focus on the 98% who are going to really want to do it right. So I'm done. I'm done.
He's like, I'm done. Listen, I don't want y'all to be done though, for real. But that's the beauty of technology, because y'all can go back, y'all can watch this, y'all can digest it, dissect it, do all of that. So a few things I want to pull out before we transition to a few things before we end Small Business Week 2020 is that Ace says something. There is a problem, whether you agree with it or not. So as a business owner, when something is brought to you, whether you agree with it or not, there is a problem because that's their experience. And you want to figure out how to address it. And like Eladio said, he said a complaint does not have to be a catastrophe. So even when you get the complaint, don't let it play in your psyche, right? It's just an opportunity for you to serve your people even better. It's an opportunity for you to grow. Man, this was amazing. I mean, this is low-key, this is a mic drop on Small Business Week 2020. What you and Ace and Eladio, what y'all shared, like literally this was a perfect wrap up to everything that we have learned, because we've learned about a lot this week. But until we know how to treat our people and make sure that we are healthy, none of those things matter as much. Man, I just want to thank you both so much for being with us. Eladio Hill of Uphill Consulting. You know, I think the word of you. You are an expert, in my opinion, when it comes to people. And so if you need people help in your business, which we all do, please get in touch with Eladio Hill of Uphill Consulting. And Ace, I mean, my brother, like, there's not more we can say about you. I'm coming to buy all the shoes, okay? Like, I want everything you have. Come, please go see him in 5 Points. It was awesome. So really quickly, before we wrap up the end of Small Business Week 2020, I want to say I have truly enjoyed myself with you guys every day here at 12 p.m. But we have a special message from Ms. Tanae Dolphin, who, like I said, brought Small Business Week 2020 to you. So I'm going to read you this long paragraph, y'all, but I'm going to read it to you. Ms. Tanae says, the city of Birmingham, the mayor, Randall Wolfen, and the Office of Business Diversity and Opportunity would like to thank the entire team who made this week possible. Thank you to all of the amazing presenters, partners, and attendees. A huge thanks. This sounds weird reading, right? Because it's talking about me. But a huge thanks goes to Alicia Levelsmore and the ASL creative team for pushing through all of the challenges this pandemic has created, and they soldiered through to bring us a week of critical programming. We love our small businesses. Let's support them. Hashtag buy BHAM, hashtag BHM up. Thank you, Tanae, so much. It is you who brought this to us, and we want to thank you for caring enough about us to make sure that this programming actually got to our small businesses. So even though Small Business Week is coming to an end, guess what? Our support for small businesses, it never stops, right? It's a rolling, not a stopwatch. So, all right, really quickly, I want to talk to you guys about something coming up. It is called Rebound BHAM. Rebound BHAM, it is virtual workshops, it's social media events, it's coaching sessions, and so much more, along with resources. And it's 15 organizations here in the city of Birmingham that are going to be offering all different types of things to our business owners, right? So they're going to be helping business owners with skill set milestones to retain, sustain, and expand their business. So just what you got at Small Business Week, imagine that all the way from July until October, just for you. Because guess what? We're going to be talking about financial empowerment, business development, marketing, leadership, operations, all of that. These 15 organizations have come over just to party with you. Like Tanae said in the chat, the party ain't over. Listen, it's not over. It's just begun. So Small Business Week was just a kickoff to everything that is going to be happening. So get ready for Rebound BHAM. It's even more for you small business owners. And we have some amazing things coming up. So you can continue to find information here on the Small Business page so that you can keep up with that. But look out for Rebound BHAM. I'm excited, y'all. Again, thank you so much for staying with me all week. I'm Alicia Levelsmore of ASL Creative. Small Business Week 2020 was brought to you by the Office of Business Diversity and Opportunity and the Mayor's Office, because Birmingham is and will continue to be an entrepreneurial hub. Thank you guys so much. I love you. Enjoy your week, and prosperity to all of our small business owners out there.